special guest, Dr. Karina Krustev, who I met through Dr. Pavel Krustev. And she is such a beautiful soul. Just listening to how her husband described her, that I had to invite her. So, Dr. Katrina, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Very, very honored to meet you and to be able to speak to you and to all the dental colleagues, medical colleagues, professionals out there.
So, Dr. Katrina, can you just introduce yourself so our public can know who you are and what you do?
Okay, so I work with my husband, Dr. Pavel Krastev. I have a background in medicine. I had finished medical school from the Poznań University of Medical Sciences in Poland, in Poznań, Poland. We met with my husband after school, and I decided to work with him in our family practice with my parents and my husband in the dental office. So I put a little bit of my medical career on hold, and I stepped into the world of dentistry. So I take both my medical knowledge and learning from working with my husband. I put everything into perspective, and I'm able to kind of balance both things.
You run the ship.
Wow, that's love. To give up your medical license to be what you love, that's real love. Would
Yes.
like to elaborate on that?
Yes.
So
basically, you know, I have a love for medicine, but I also have developed a love for dentistry, and it's just been an honor to learn as much as I have in the last 12 years working with my husband.
I'm gonna go on a delicate subject here. Well, thin ice, but you know that many dentists have dream to become doctors, and somehow they end up being dentists. Now you're living the opposite. You were in medicine, and now you said that you developed a love for dentistry.
Yes.
I'd love to hear your point of view.
You know what it is medicine is a very I have grown up in a medical family. My father is an internal medicine doctor. My mother is an internist. My aunt, my father's sister, is an internist. My brother's a critical care pulmonologist. I finished medical school, and you know, so I know a lot in the medical aspect. When I met Pavel, I started working with him, and I learned a lot about dentistry. They're both different, but yet they're both the same. It's you're working with people, you're learning about people, you're able to kind of you know, collaborate on different things. I see with our patients how involved, you know, you have to be, because it's not just working on someone's mouth. You're sometimes the one that is able to make a difference in somebody's life, as far as, you know, I mean, maybe this sounds a little funny, but you know, when you can give somebody teeth that they can function with, as opposed to dentures, which is, you know, a little bit of a different kind of situation, it also makes a world of difference. So I don't know if that makes sense the way I said it, but medicine and dentistry, I think both go hand in hand.
I think there's something that we'll have to learn from this is we have to learn to love a profession. This is something that we take for granted.
Right.
And coming from you, I think that all dentists, peer dentists, will listen to that. We need to just remember and reconnect with our love.
Right. I see some of our patients, how happy they are, and how their quality of life changes when you're able to reconstruct them in a certain way, where they start functioning again the way they did before they lost their teeth, and they have motivation and courage and ambition to do things in life, because of the way that their oral dynamics change. So I think it's a wonderful situation, and I think you learn certain things in medicine, a certain way of being compassionate towards a patient, and then when you're able to go into the dental aspect, and you see how the compassion and the building of the structure is able to make a world of difference for someone, and give them hope and uh, how to say, hope and motivation, and love to live life again, because they're able to feel confidence.
Dr. Khrushchev, there's something that you said here that usually are used for physician, compassion, motivation either. We never hear those words for dentistry. And coming
Right.
from you, it's very unique. Would you like to elaborate a little more about the compassion you find in dentistry and the motivation you can find in dentistry?
Right. I think with compassion, I learned a lot of it from my parents, just because when my mom used to do rounds in the hospital in the evening, because she used to be an active physician in the hospital, where she never had to do this, but she would actually go and check on all her patients at night after her office hours. And I was, 13, 14, 15, and she would say, "Do you want to come with me?" I would sit in the nurse's station. I would hear all the nurses talking about my mom and saying how wonderful she is and what a great physician she is, and how she's compassionate towards her patients. That was just an amazing thing, and I used to feel so proud as a child to hear those kind of things about my mom and my dad. But I spent more time doing hospital visits and whatnot with my mom. Then I met Pavel, who also grew up in a family that had a lot of love. My mother-in-law was a very, very loving person, a very giving person. She was a nurse for over 30 years. My father-in-law also, he was a dentist when he came to this country. He worked as a laboratory technician because they had to make ends meet. They came from a communist country, and they had to do what they had to do in order for the family to survive. And they instilled in my husband a lot of love and compassion, and just doing the right thing. I mean, the one thing my husband always says is, no matter what the situation, because we all are human, we're all people, we all, sometimes have a little bit of the devil sitting on the side. But my husband says, honey, he says, if I'm able to go to sleep every night peacefully and know that I did the right thing, that makes me very happy. And you just don't hear that from a lot of people. So I just feel I've been blessed also with being brought up the right way, because my parents always did the right thing for their patients. I feel blessed that I met somebody who's very similar in the thought process to the way I was raised. And, when you put those kind of things together, you really try to achieve the best for people that, are coming to you and looking to you for the right guidance and situation, especially with their teeth.
But that's compassion. What about motivation?
Motivation, I think motivation is where you want to do the right thing, and you're motivated to do the right thing because that's what you have in your heart. You're motivated to achieve things for people that they need. For example, we have a lady who helps us take care of our children because we work together, so we're not always able. My parents still work, so they're not able to help us. So she basically watches the kids, and she came with two an upper and lower denture. My husband was able to get her back into a functioning kind of mouth. She has implants on the top jaw, implants on the bottom jaw, teeth, and she says she had periodontal disease from a very young age, and she lost her teeth and was put into dentures in her mid-30s. And she says now, when she's almost 70, she says she feels like she wants to go out and live life because she just feels confident. She was a widow at a very early age as well. And now she feels the desire to go and even start dating, which, for us, that's motivational to see that we're able to change somebody's life at age. I'm sorry?
I'm a matchmaker.
Oh, you're a matchmaker? Okay.
Well, you might as well tell that to
My husband's a matchmaker too, by the way. Side note. But yeah, no, but it's just that motivates us, to see that we're able to change somebody's life to that degree where she wants to go out and date.
This is a fantastic story. Um, and I had a list of questions, but going through this, I think that you are going through kindness, love, and compassion. So let's stay on this course. I met with Pavel because we want to write a book together. I have
Right.
to ask, will you have the same desire to write?
Oh, I have to. This is such a surprise. I would love to help. Yes, absolutely.
I don't think
Absolutely.
that.
Oh,
Let me just
God.
wipe the sweat off. I'll just wipe the sweat off her forehead. Hold on.
You know what it is too, is we have two daughters. And for me and Pavel, it's very important that we raise our children because this is such a different world than when we grew up. I mean, I'm 13 years younger than Pavel, so I had even a little bit of a different uh, gauging. You know, my time was the late 90s, the early,
Pavel was from the disco age.
Pavel was from the 80s, kind of,
The disco age.
the disco age. He wants me to say disco age. So, you know what it is I see the way now life is. I see with our daughters, with the whole digital technology, with the iPads, with, I used to be happy to go out. The whole summer, my brother and I just swam in the pool. That was like from the morning till the nighttime, we swam in the pool. We were happy. Like life was just a dream. Now the kids have a trampoline, a pool. They're going on vacations and they're always bored. So for me and Pavel especially, it's very important to teach them the things that we grew up with, the things that we were ingrained with, and make them enjoy life and appreciate life and be compassionate towards people and motivated. Even though, as we all know, it's not a very, very easy life to live in now, especially for the younger generation. So that's where we get motivated and we're compassionate, is that we just want our children to see that life is really amazing, that the world is amazing, that no matter what the situation, we went through the COVID, which that was a whole, I think, very difficult thing for the kids, having to be homeschooled, not being around their friends. I think it's just important to be positive and be motivated and be just full of life during these difficult times, but yet it's still a beautiful world, and it's still important to appreciate every day that you're able to, wake up in the morning and see the sun shining.
Talking to you today, this is a title that keeps hitting me. It's For the Love of Dentistry. It's a book that I think you should write from your very unique perspective.
Yes.
Being a doctor, working with a dentist, marrying a dentist, and now
Yes.
falling in love.
Another thing too that I have to say is Pavel did a lot of implants for my grandparents, and seeing a situation, because this is also where it comes into place, that my grandparents were able, even though they weren't able to function, they were able to eat. I see patients from a medical point of view that have, for example, dentures, and they can't eat. They come and they cry and they have traumatic kind of things because they want to eat. I see my grandmother, we just brought her home from the hospital, and she has a full mouth of teeth and she's eating. She can't communicate, but when she sees the food, she's happy. So, you love dentistry in that aspect, because people, I think, don't realize how important teeth are, until you lose them. I mean, I've seen all sorts of situations, and we have patients that come in, new patients. Yeah, we have older patients that come in that, that they cry because the denture's not fitting the right way. They can't eat. I just want to eat. That's, so I see my grandmother now who can't communicate, but I see how happy she is because she's able to eat. So you love dentistry for that,
You have no idea of the kind of power of hope you can bring to dentists. Hearing from a physician, talking to them about the hope and love dentistry can bring to the world.
Yes.
You need to get out there and to say this out loud. You need to write a book. I can help you with, Pavel can join you, but it has to be from you.
Okay, absolutely. I would love to. I mean, I have multiple different stories from family members, from patients, from both my parents' side, our side, my brother's side, who, you know, that's also another thing. He's a pulmonologist. So well, critical care pulmonologist, but I see how many x-rays he sends me of people who have aspirated a tooth, aspirated this, done this, and this. So, you know, it's just dentistry is just an amazing art in itself, and like I said, it goes hand in hand with medicine, because there's many times that, you know, a patient comes in with different things on the medical side, and then they come to the dental side, and, you know, we're all able to work together as physicians and doctors, and you know, teamwork. That's basically what it comes down to.
You know, I'm gonna say something that I might regret here, but
Uh-oh.
talking to a lot of dentists, we are all somehow broken. Broken
Yeah.
because that we sacrifice so much. Broken because we are not somehow physician. Broken because we are not that loved by our patient, even if a lot of them love us.
Right.
And you are being a doctor who gave up medicine to be with your husband.
Right.
If you allow me, let's bring you back in the chair of the healer. You know that with your speech, with your energy, with your experience, how many of a peer can you heal? Can you just imagine the good you can do to our professional ranks?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Pavel, I hope I have your blessing here, because I'm going to make her a superstar.
Oh God.
You know what, Dr. Bach? She is a superstar, you know, and I love her dearly. We're gonna rock.
But then, you know, no, stay there. You know that with what we just put on the table, overachievers, that's actually B, yeah. That's a B movie.
You know what? I'm a win, man.
Honestly, Dr. Karina, it's unexpected. It's an honor, but so humble by
Thank you.
your
Likewise.
testimonial of how a physician can find love, compassion, motivation in dentistry. And
Yes. And it's really, it's a beautiful field. I mean, I'm addicted to it. So I really believe in all the dentists out there. I believe in all the doctors. I really feel that it's two professions that are one in a way, and you know, it's everybody has a little bit of discouragement here and there on different days and whatnot, but it's just everybody has to work together, and everybody's role is just as important.
so what would be, okay, you know that the COVID has changed the profession forever.
Right.
When it put most of our members in pause throughout the world and nobody care much about it. So we did have a very, we have time to rethink our relevancy. But you working in this field, also being a physician, what do you think has changed forever in dentistry?
You know, obviously what has changed is the fact that, you know, you have to definitely have more of a like a separation in some way of you know, you have to space the patients out a little bit more in order for the proper sterilization techniques, you know, between each patient. We have the UV light going and sterilizing the room, the whole dressing, you know, just for a basic cleaning, you have to gown up and put on, you know, all these different things. So that obviously changed a little bit, but then again, I think in general dentists have also always been kind of prepared for this, because the dental field is the one that really, you know, has the most kind of risk in some ways of contracting these things, but I think, you know, the dentists are prepared in a way because, you know, you do know how to prepare your, like, gown up and sterilize. I mean, that's basically what you know, you're trained to do when you're working with patients. So the COVID changed things in a way. I mean, I can't, you know, for me, I mean, I can't say that it's changed a lot of things for us in our practice, just because I do space out patients' appointments, because Pavel does like to talk. So the patients, we do see like 6 to 7 patients a day, but every patient has an extra 45 minutes attached to their appointment. And I'm not joking, because he does talk a lot. So it hasn't changed too much for us, but I think people just have to be, dentists especially, have to be hopeful that it's all going to be okay. I mean, with there's a lot of different things, you know, that have gone through history, between influenza, between HIV, between COVID, between just different things, you know, the SARS, this, that, you know, people can't give up just because something happens. Each thing, as bad as it could be, is a learning experience, and we just have to be hopeful that, you know, we'll all get through it. And that's why I think during this whole time, these 3 months that we did spend at home, you know, these webinars, these different peer-to-peer kind of platforms have been very helpful, because you do see things that are going on in different countries. You do hear things that, you know, other practitioners are saying, and it's, you know, it's as much as COVID has destroyed, it's also united on some platform, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But
what you're saying here, it's for those people who are complaining that things have changed. What you're saying, it's learn from Pavel. Take that time to connect with your patients.
right. You know, you know, it's we're fortunate because we haven't had anybody affected negatively by COVID in our family, amongst, you know, our friends. Luckily, you know, we've had a friend who has survived it, and it was a very scary thing. But I think, you know, working in dentistry, in medicine, I mean, you kind of are already in some way prepared for these kind of things, because you do have the right sterilization methods, you do have the right you know, situation for barrier control and whatnot. So, you know, it probably, for some of the practices that see many patients, and it's kind of like a conveyor belt, it might have affected them. But for people that really, you know, work with patients the way we do, for example, or I'm sure Dr. Shah does, you know, I don't think it affected us as much as you know, we think. And we just have to try to remain hopeful and you know, look to the future and know that there's always a better time ahead, no matter what.
And just to retake your last word, the future. How do you see the future of the profession?
You know, I'm an optimist. I'm a realist and an optimist, and I see the future as moving forward. And as long as everybody, you know, it's always, you want to. Everybody's goal in life is peace, you know, not war, peace. I feel that if we're all able to work as a team, and if we're all compassionate towards one another, and yeah, I mean, there's always a little bit of rivalry in every profession, and every, you know, family, and every, you know, aspect of life. But I think the most important thing is people have to unite and not be at each other's throats. They just have to you know, work with the power of positivity, and you'll get through it. You know, you just wake up every day and know that, you know, on every, you know, outside window, everybody's going through something, and we just have to somehow try to remain focused and positive, and know that you know, people need us, and we have to work strongly to you know, just do the right thing.
I am speechless. It's this was unexpected, but the kindness you bring into this, and the kindness and the heart you bring to this, is to have brought this interview to the next level. Usually, I'm very happy to invite doctors and peers to join me in my book. In your case, I will beg, so you can get this book for the Love of Dentistry out. Maybe with my help, even if I'm not involved, we need to see this out, because I know that so many of our peers are looking to heal. So many of our peers are hurt, and I talk about dentists and doctors. But the kind of positive, but compassion that you bring here. It's a, let's bring the doctor out again. Dr. Katerina Krustev. Hopefully, Dr. Pavel will let me work with you.
You have my blessing.
Thank you. Thank you.
But this is, it's something huge, something huge. And I think that now more than ever, we need to voice that up.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody, that was Dr. Karina Krustev. Hopefully she'll accept my invite to come and help us heal, help us come together, help us grow through this crisis.
I
Of
would be
course,
honored to. Thank you.
Dr. Pavel will be there to support.
Yes, yes, you will.
And that being said, I hope, hopefully, if Pavel has called me a brother, I can call you a sister.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would be honored.